I would like to read for you that Dr. Seuss classic, The Grouch Who Hated VOA. Every employee at VOA can find something good to say about the agency, especially at Christmas. After all, there are lots of holiday parties with lots of food and drink. But Ted the Grouch, who lived in a far-off land called Truckyville, he could not find anything nice to say about VOA, even at Christmas time. Ted the Grouch hated VOA. No one knows quite why. It could be his head wasn't screwed on right. It could be his shoes were just too tight. I think most likely the reason was that his heart was too small. But whatever the reason, he went on hating VOA, especially at Christmas time.
And right now they're having their party.
He snarled with a sneer.
They're planning their holiday time off for now and next year.
Then he growled as he played with his belly of fat.
I must find a way to disrupt all of that.
You're a mean one, Ted the Grouch. You really are for real. Your heart is full of anger, and your head is full of rocks, Ted the Grouch. I wouldn't work for you for the salary of a GS-15.
Staring down at his computer all day, Ted the Grouch would scratch his whiskered face and frown, and frown, and frown. So would his pet parrot and stool pigeon, Danny Boy.
VOA sucks! VOA sucks!
I can to strike fear in the hearts of those VOA management clowns, even if I have to lie.
And lie he did.
What's that? Another VOA Follies that isn't funny? I already wrote about that. Tell me something I don't know. What's that? Steve Reddish is not in the audience? On leave, is he? Imagine that. Can't even interrupt his vacation to come back to the Follies. More fodder for my website.
Booyah British! Booyah British!
So Ted the Grouch got right to putting the story on his sleazy website.
VOA Executive Editor Steve Reddish shuns newsroom follies. Ed Royce cries foul.
You're a mean one, Ted the Grouch. You really are for real. Your heart is full of anger, and your head is full of rocks, Ted the Grouch. I wouldn't work for you for the salary of a GS-15.
So day after day, Ted the Grouch would persist in adding more vitriol to his ever-growing list. He'd type and he'd type all the tips he'd been given. His hatred of VOA and its staff kept him driven.
LeBron James put his arm around Princess Kate. VOAnews.com has nothing about this major story.
Then one day, something wonderful happened.
Someone's at the door! Someone's at the door!
Now, who could that be? I don't want to see anybody. I don't like anybody. Go away.
Hi, Ted. I'm Nancy Coviello. Merry Christmas.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right. It's that silly woman who tries to force everyone at VOA to feel good about themselves.
roller skate, bowl, eat ice cream, take yoga.
Stop it! You're making me sick!
Oh, come on, Ted. Now be happy, be nice. Look, I came all this way to bring you a plate of cookies I baked myself.
What? With all the nasty things I say about VOA, you came all the way to Truckyville just to bring me cookies?
That's right, Ted. Merry Christmas.
And the Grouch, with a stare as cold as the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling.
How could it be so?
Come on, Ted, give me a hug. Let's hug it out. Merry Christmas.
Then the Grouch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe, he thought, this is what he'd hoped for. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Why, in Truckyville, they say, the Grouch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And now that his heart didn't feel quite so tight, Ted the Grouch, after all these years, felt just right. As he munched on his cookies and enjoyed the delight, Ted the Grouch was heard to say,
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
I say a parrot encore. I told you it would knock your socks off.
I once again have the privilege of introducing you to that mysterious visitor from the 3rd floor, whose powers of perception, prediction, and prophecy will both astound and enlighten you. Not only can he answer these questions, he would also answer them without ever having seen them. These questions are contained inside these envelopes. These envelopes were sealed with leftover chocolate syrup from the last ice cream social supplied by the employee engagement team. They were hidden inside a U.S. government interagency envelope, stored on Mahogany Row, where they were secreted inside the pages of the latest OIG audit, and delivered to moi only this morning by a convoy of plainclothes security officers selected carefully from the ranks of those who protect the pedestrian walkway to the Switzer building. That's a run-on sentence. I see some of those in the CNs. Okay. These envelopes will be presented to our guest, who will divine the answers. I like that name. That's a good word, too. Divine. Divine the answers to these questions in these envelopes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, FTEs, full-time employees, and contractors, voanews.com domain holders, and bbg.gov addresses, I present Karnak the Great!
Thank you, O captivating one. Thank you for that wonderful introduction.
Anytime.
How true it can be. As you know, Karnak will attempt to do the impossible, to divine the answers hidden in these questions without having ever seen them. Karnak requests silence, please, so I can access the ether and not be blocked by liberty. So, may I have the first envelope, please? Captivating one. The answer to this question, what not to wear.
What not to wear. What not to wear.
What is an RFERL badge in the VOA Russian service? That is what not to wear.
Number 2.
The BBG reaches 215 million.
The BBG reaches 15 million. The BBG reaches 215 million.
You got it? What's the latest agency cost to pay the contractors at Stift?
We'll move on to number 3.
May your job evaluation have 3 check boxes. Pass, fail, can be replaced by a robot. The answer to this question is VOA Buzz.
VOA Buzz. VOA Buzz. VOA Buzz.
What do you get when a 20-something's nose ring goes through the metal detector? It's a VOA Buzz.
The next
We're
question.
barely hanging on.
We have lots more, don't worry.
Oh, God.
The answer to this question, VOA Workplace Engagement.
VOA Workplace Engagement. VOA Workplace Engagement. VOA
Gotta
Workplace
get that
Engagement. Gotta fill the air some other way.
VOA Workplace Engagement. What typically precedes a VOA Workplace divorce? You cut me to the quick.
Very good.
Not too much off the top.
Not too much off the top. Not too much off the top. Not too much off the top.
What do VOA contractors hope their third-party vendors take?
And the next one.
We going downhill or what? 2015.
2015.
How many minutes does it take to read a blog post by Dan Robinson?
The next one. Oh, come on, let me do one more. One more. A dyslexic man walks into a bra.
Maybe we should change places here.
Trying to fill the air.
I understand. You don't want to get liberty in on this. Okay. Snakes on a plane.
Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane.
What does the travel office put on flights so BBG is guaranteed seats? I can't tell if this is going well or not. All
It's
right.
going well. It's going.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
What caused the old VOA Voyager to end up in the junkyard?
We have another one, don't worry. This one's a better one.
One hopes. A rise in productivity.
A rise in productivity.
What did Nancy Caviello get when she mixed in Cialis in the ice cream social? We're all adults here. Perhaps not. All right. 3,419 out of 3,422.
3,419 out of 3,422.
How many BBG employees are eagerly awaiting the arrival of Andy Lack? You gotta think
Takes a
about
while,
it.
yeah.
I hope you get the idea.
We got it.
Is this what
That's
I believe
the
it is?
final one from those great stars.
The final question as an FT. The answer to this question is a quick burglar, a sewer, and Ted Lippian.
A quick burglar, a sewer, and Ted Lippian. A quick burglar, a sewer, and Ted Lippian.
What do you call a haste in a crime, a trace of slime, and a waste of time?
Oh!